Hi, I'm Lucy from Live Right Yoga, and I'm going to be guiding you through a sequence today that's going to help release tension throughout the neck, the shoulders, the back and the hips. And this can all be done while sitting at your desk. So let's begin. First of all, make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall, that your sit bones are grounded into your chair. Place your feet firmly on the ground and your hands on top of your thighs. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And we're going to start by connecting to the breath. So we're going to inhale through the nostrils, filling up the lungs, holding, and as we exhale, open up the mouth and sigh it out. Inhale through the nostrils, hold, open the mouth and sigh it out. Last time, inhale through the nostrils, the biggest breath you've taken all day, filling up the lungs. Holding at the top, taking one more sip of air in, open up the mouth and sigh it out. Let's start this sequence. Sitting up nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale. As you exhale, turn your head to the right, feeling that nice stretch along the side of the neck. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, turn the head to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, tuck the chin towards the chest and look down. Feeling the stretch all along the back of the neck. Inhale, back to center. As you exhale, lift the chin up towards the ceiling, making sure that you're not dumping into the back of the neck, keeping that chin lifted. Inhale, back to center. Let's try that sequence again. As you inhale, center here. Exhale. Turn your head to the right, making sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, turn your head to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, slowly tuck the chin, looking down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lifting that chin up towards the ceiling. Inhale, back to center. Now, staring at screens all day, we need to make sure that we are taking care of our eyes. So by doing this, we're going to be doing 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. All in a circle. So let's start by looking up, to the right, down, to the left, up, to the right, down, to the left. Now let's just try and keep this smooth and keep it in a circle. Allowing the eyes to go in that circle, in that direction, in that clockwise direction for 3, 2 and 1, back to center. Flutter the eyes. And now we're going to try the other way around. So we're going to go 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And as we go around in the anti-clockwise direction, keep that movement fluid, really using those eye muscles. For 3, 2 and 1. Back to center. Taking some shoulder rolls. As you inhale, shrug the shoulders all the way up to the ears, and as you exhale, bring the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades down together and around and push the shoulders down. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, push them down. Inhale, bring the ears up. As you exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together and push those shoulders down. Inhale, squeeze everything up. Exhale, push it down. One more time. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, squeeze and push those shoulder blades down and away. Now let's try going the other way. So as you inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades, rising up. Exhale, allow those shoulders to come forward and down. Inhale, going back and round, squeezing the shoulder blades, pulling the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhaling, bringing them down. Making that a nice fluid movement, really using those shoulder muscles, wakening up those muscles. Take your left hand and with the opposite hand, pull back those fingers, giving yourself a nice wrist stretch. Breathing into this. If you haven't done this before and your wrists are tight, then please don't ever do anything that's going to hurt. If there's pain there at all, pull back on the strength of how much you're pulling towards you. Just ease it up. We're going to keep it here for another 3, 2, and 1. Roll that wrist out. Taking it to the other side. Pulling those fingers back. Breathing into that stretch on the wrist. Again, if it's too much, lessen the pressure on the fingers. Going to stay for 3, 2, 1. Roll out that wrist. Now we're going to do webs, claws, beaks, and paws. Webs, claws, beaks, and paws. Webs, claws, beaks, and paws. Webs, claws, beaks, paws. I'm going to speed it up a little bit now. Webs, claws, beaks, paws. 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 Roll out those wrists. That's really going to get all of those muscles in the wrists firing up. Now, take your hands together. We're going to interlace the fingers, push the palms away from you, taking the arms up high, feeling that lovely stretch all down the arms and starting to feel that stretch in the chest. So as we inhale here, exhale, slowly have a pulling sensation going over to the right hand side, making sure that you're not dumping into the side here. Having that feeling as if someone's pulling your arms away from you. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lean over to the left. Feeling that stretch all the way through the side body, back to center. Bringing the arms down. Placing your hands back on your thighs. As we inhale, we're going to take the left arm up. And as we exhale, lean over. You can look up underneath the arm. Inhale back to center. Swap sides. Inhale, the arm reaches up. Exhale, leaning over to the side. And then turning the head to look underneath the arm. Inhale, back to center. Now we're going to take our left hand, place it on our right knee for a spinal twist. So making sure you're sitting up nice and tall here, you can take the other hand, you can place it on the back of the chair, either up to the top of the back of the chair or down to the side of the chair. You're going to put a bit of pressure here on your hand, pushing it in towards your knee, but making sure that your knee is also pushing against your hand so you can feel some tension here. As you inhale, exhale, start to slowly look over that shoulder for this spinal twist. Inhale, creating space in the lungs, and exhaling, just seeing if you can twist a little bit further. Inhale, back to center. Now taking the right hand, putting it on the left knee, taking the other hand, placing it down by the side of the chair for some stability, having that tension in between the hand pushing on the knee and then the knee pushing against the hand, sitting up nice and tall as we inhale. Exhale, slowly look over that shoulder for a spinal twist. Inhale, creating space in the lungs. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, back to center. Taking now your eagle arms. So taking the right arm underneath the left. Your palms can be back to back, or if you're able to, you can have palm to palm for eagle arms here. You're going to feel a lovely stretch all along the back of the shoulders. So as you inhale here, this might be enough for you. You can feel that pull in the back of the shoulders and all down the arms. And if you're able to, lift the elbows up for a deeper stretch. As you inhale here, exhale, begin to hinge forward at the hips. And tuck the chin in. Inhale, back to center. Unravel the arms, this time taking the left arm underneath the right, back into eagle arms. Inhaling here, feeling the stretch in the back. Exhale. Inhale, lifting the arms up for a deeper stretch here. Exhale, hinge forward. Tucking that chin in. Inhale, back to center. Unravel the arms, placing the hands on top of the thighs for some seated cat-cows. So as we inhale, you can bring the arms back up to the hips, opening up the chest, pushing, squeezing these shoulder blades together and looking up. And as you exhale, bring the arms round, take them to the knees, tuck that chin and round through the spine. Inhale, bring the arms back, opening up that chest, looking up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, bring the hands to the knees, tuck the chin under and round through the chest. Round that spine. Inhale, back to center. Now we're going to take the right hand, placing it behind our back, taking the left hand and holding on. So depending on your flexibility of your shoulder blades, you might need to just hold onto the wrist here, hold it there, or you take your hands and you can clasp them together, pulling that hand to that left hip. Sitting up nice and tall here. As you inhale, exhale, gently drop the ear towards that left shoulder. Feeling that stretch all through this part of the neck here. And just breathe into it. This can feel quite intense if this is the first time you've done this. So just take it slow and breathe into this position. Take a nice inhale. You can either take your hands from here, you can take them to the back and have a nice stretch here as before you take them to the other side. Again, if your shoulder blades are tight and you can't clasp your hands, just hold on to your wrist or hold on to your forearm. Sitting up nice and tall, taking the ear down to the other shoulder. Feeling that stretch all in this part of the neck here, on the top of the shoulder. Just breathe into it. Slowly come back up, bringing the arms around, give them a little shake. Making sure that you're coming slightly forward on your chair. Make sure your feet are grounded beneath you. We're going to come into a seated pigeon position. So take your left leg, place your ankle on top of your thigh, if this is an okay position for you. This might be all you need, this might be enough. If it's too much, having a flexed foot, you can point the foot, but if you are able to, try and keep the foot flexed. Keep sitting up nice and tall. You can slowly just add a little bit of pressure, or have that sense of feeling that you're actually using your muscles for your knee to be going down towards the ground. This is going to help open up these hips. Sitting up nice and tall here. We can slowly, keeping the back straight, slowly hinge forward. So whatever position is comfortable for you, it's just important to keep that chest open and to hinge forward, keeping a straight back. Slowly come back up again. Place that leg down, take the other leg, place that on top of the thigh, place the ankle on top of the thigh. You might hear some crunches, sitting up nice and tall, having that sensation as if that knee is pulling down towards the ground. As we sit up tall here, you can bring your hands out in front of you, slowly hinging forward from the hips, keeping that chest open, and you're going to feel a lovely stretch all in the top part of the leg towards the hip. Go to wherever feels comfortable for you, and also one side may be more flexible than the other, and that is absolutely okay. Just breathe into that. Relax as you exhale, slowly coming back up again, placing that foot back onto the ground. Here we're slowly going to lift one leg and take some circles with our ankles. So we're going to go around one way and then the other way. Gently placing that foot back down on the ground, lifting up the other side. Now this is really working my hip and my upper thigh here. Taking those circles. Again, don't worry about all the crunches that might be coming out of your ankles. That's perfectly okay. Placing it back down. Slowly extending the leg, flexing, pointing, flexing, pointing, flexing, pointing. Gently placing it back down again. Lifting the other leg, using that thigh muscle, engaging this thigh muscle here as we flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Coming back into a seated position, placing the hands on top of the palms, sitting up nice and tall. You can close your eyes. We're going to finish with 4 deep breaths. Inhale through the nostrils. Hold. Exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. Inhale. Fill up the lungs. Hold. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Inhale. Hold. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Exhale. Last time. Take a nice, deep, slow inhale through the nostrils. Hold it at the top when you can't take any more air in. Open the mouth and slowly sigh it out. thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the desk yoga, and please carry on taking any of these useful tips that you've learned today throughout your day and through the rest of the week. Take care.